For the beginning of this build, I'm actually at my cousin Robert's house, and almost immediately ruined one of his tables. Not the first table I've broken at his house. Probably won't be the last. This is a Titanic model, but it's not supposed to be a Titanic model. To be honest, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be, but it was the right size. I changed courses as far as painting so many times during this video, so that's the little number you see at the top of the screen, indicating how many times I was indecisive. My cousin thought this would be funny to showcase one of my miniatures I painted. I thought it was pretty funny too. Maybe he didn't, but that's okay. Once I returned to my house, I finally locked in when it came to painting, and I only made a few more poor decisions that I almost immediately regretted. Off camera, I gave the outside of the Titanic model a black weathering look. And then I broke out this old gem. This was my first video, and I'm just now painting it and putting it in a diorama. This was a gift from my cousin Trevor, who also is very into Gundams and models. After that, I cut a hole in the Titanic for my Gundam to be able to hold him, but you probably know that because you saw the thumbnail. After that, I broke out the airbrush and started using my object source lighting skills. There are none. This is the first time I've done that. I also had never created a exploding effect, so lots of firsts in this video, I guess. But I gave the cotton a base coat of black and then highlighted with some oranges, reds, and the green color. I think it turned out okay in the end. Let me know what you think. Then it was time for the diorama. I cut out 2 pieces of craft foam, glued them together, and then cut out my shape I liked. This was the last good step in this process. Because you saw the thumbnail, you know that this is not what the end diorama looks like. That's because the theme for this video is new starts. Lots of them. After that, I gave the base a base coat of several different paints and Mod Podge to protect the foam, and also because I thought that looked like sand. It didn't really. So I gave it a flocking and carved out a space where the impact of the light would hit the ground. After that, I spritzed it with isopropyl alcohol and watered down white glue and tried my first hand at water. Long story short, it did not work. So I broke out the airbrush again, and I didn't like that either. So I took out some brand new plexiglass that I bought, and I got to use my old Quick Cure epoxy resin to seal that, and then I placed down my Mod Podge, which was supposed to look like water, but it didn't. So I threw that away and got out an old picture frame. Cleaned that off and used a technique I learned from Boy Lia Hobby Time. I'm sure other people have done it too, but that's where I learned it. If you haven't seen his channel, you should check it out. He does some really amazing things. Used a towel to get the full shape of my water, and then I threw it in my picture frame after gluing down all the sides. Dry fit my model into place and gave it a clear coat Mod Podge to protect it, and I masked it off and painted it with a base coat of green, which is completely invisible in the end, so it wound up not really being worth it. Then I broke out the blue from my airbrush and put down several coats, which wound up not working, so I broke out my brush paints. After that, I did some highlighting, and off camera, I did some dry brushing, and then I thought it was close enough. This is one of my favorite dioramas I've done. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. As always, everybody, thanks for watching.